Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com. And for everyone watching right now, if you can share this video on my channel and help support the awesome bands I feature. And today I'm here with Katie Knipp. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to have you. Now, you want to start off and tell us a little bit about your musical background?
Yeah, I've been an indie artist for about 20 years in the blues Americana genre, and I'm classically trained. I have a degree in opera, and I've released 5 albums, and I'm recording my 6th album now, and I just released a single off of that, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, you've gained a lot of radio success. How has that been possible?
With the help of a great organization called National Women in Blues. There's a gentleman named Lean Veldhuis who has shared my music with many people all over the world, and I'm super grateful for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, your music, your genre, how would you describe it? Because there's a little blues, a little jazz, there's a little mix of elements there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm inspired by so many different styles, but I guess when it comes to, you know, where to box me in, it would be blues Americana. But yeah, you will hear jazz, you will hear all kinds of influences, but it's just easiest to say blues Americana, I would say. So.
Now, your new single, you want to tell us a little about that?
Yeah, it's sort of a Here I Am world. I'm making no apologies, and it was one of those nights where I was at the piano and I was just kind of banging away like a kid, you know, and I wasn't being too critical or meticulous about each little thing like I tend to do sometimes, having the classical background I have. Sometimes I overthink things, but this time, like, I think I even had a drink and I was like, blah, 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 and I was just banging away, and I was like, this is really fun. I'm gonna expand on this, and it became what it is, and it was so fun to produce too. There's a big old band on there. I have Chris Martinez on lead guitar. I have Otis Morning on saxophone. I have Neil Camposano on drums, Zach Prateau on bass, and Zach actually is co-producing with me. He produced Jackie Green's hit album Gone Wanderin', and so I've decided that this whole next record he's going to be co-producing it with me, because he's just wildly talented and smart. And then there's also a special guest. His name is Keith Cotton, and he is Joan Osborne's musical director and keyboard player. So he played Hammond B3, and we had Dustin Shapiro kind of mix it all together, because at first it was kind of a wall of sound, like, okay, we need to take some things away here and there. And so it still has a wonderful amount of chaos, though, so it's fun.
So how does your new single compare to the rest of the album musically?
It's probably the most fun out of all of the songs. A lot of the other songs do bring up some serious content. Like one of the songs is about an abused woman who's wondering what to do and how to get out of it. And then there's a song about just wanting to get laid. There's just like all kinds of, every mood is covered in the album. So, but this one is definitely FUN fun. So
A bunch of different elements and stuff. And that's what I like about your music. A lot of it is really fun, good vibes. So I like that.
Thanks.
But then it's cool you also throw in the more serious different styles too.
Yeah, there's too much subject matter to cover to just be fun all the time, you know. So
now that this is your 6th record, how would you say that you've evolved over time as an artist?
I think becoming a mom really changed me. And the biggest way that it changed me was I no longer waste even a minute of my day. So therefore, when I do sit down to write, it's 100% authentic because I don't have time for BS. And time is just so valuable that everything just seems to be a lot more honest and in your face and on the table. Whereas before, I think I was trying to be too hidden here and there and mysterious. And it's like, nah, here I am now. What you see is what you get. So even if it's rough around the edges here and there. So.
Right. So now if people want to look you up online, find your music on social media, how do they do that?
Well, my name is spelled Katie, last name Knipp, and I'm on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music. I'm on Bandcamp. I'm everywhere, and my website is just katieknipp.com. So any kind of digital platform you use, I'm on it. So it's pretty easy to find me. Nobody has my weird last name, so at least no one in the music business.
And your new album, when can we expect that to come out?
I'm hoping that comes out in January. That's my goal. With COVID, who knows? But that's my timeline.
How have you been handling the quarantine?
Well, since I have 2 little kids, I've been busier than ever, really. I mean, they're finally on summer break now, but it's never a break for me. I don't know if you're a parent, but you never get a break ever. So I was homeschooling the boys on top of finishing writing this album. I also teach piano and voice lessons over FaceTime. And I'm just busy every second of the day. And also even promoting this single is kind of a full-time job as an independent artist because nobody's going to do it for me. So I'm always talking to radio folks and like you. Thank you. So, I think that it is easy to get depressed with no actual gigs, because there's that communication missing with the audience. But what saved me personally is just staying super, super busy every second. There's so much to learn, even things like as an indie artist, things like learning how to grow on Spotify and properly market yourself. The market is changing so fast that it's always an ongoing learning process. So aside from practicing all the instruments, writing music, there's also the business side of it that keeps me super, super busy.
Yeah, spending a lot of time on social media. That's really important as an artist.
Yeah,
social
definitely.
Media accounts, yeah. And that takes a lot of time.
Yeah. And I'm so grateful for it because it's so cool. Like just yesterday, I was talking to a radio guy in Ireland, Ecuador, and Spain, and France.
Oh,
all
wow.
Like in a 24-hour period. And it's so cool. I mean, 15 years ago, I wouldn't have been doing this. So, and I do sell a lot of merchandise through social media posting and sharing and stuff like that. So I'm very grateful for that. Some people, a lot of people are still discovering me for the first time, and they're like, oh, I'll buy all of your CDs. And so I'm sending my stack to them, and it's nice. It makes me feel good.
Definitely, definitely. Now I want to ask a fun question right now. What's a memorable experience you've had over the years with doing the band?
Oh, over the years. I would say the most memorable things that have happened have been opening for famous people. Like, because I'm usually asked to do that as a solo act. And that's really tested my nerves. There's a lot of psychology that goes into warming up a crowd by yourself when nobody's there to see you. And so I've learned a hell of a lot on that. And I've opened for all kinds of people like Robert Cray and Jimmy Vaughn and Joan Osborne and all of these people. And what's great is every single time I've almost sold completely out of merchandise and really just grew my fan base. And it's meant so much to me because there's nothing like the mind F of being put in that situation. And I'm so grateful for them, but I was also very scared every single time, you know? So it's a psychology lesson to not only get through it, but thrive and succeed, you know? So
Definitely.
I would say those. They were very big stages, you know? So.
Now, where would you like to see yourself in a few years from now?
I would like to win 5 Grammys, 5 of them, because there's crossover potential and things like that. And inspire millions of people and still have the ability to teach because I love it. I love giving back. And I also want to be able to give my band and my family some of the best experiences of their lives because of my music. So whether it's giving my guys a European tour they'll never forget, and bringing my family along and letting my kids see these new places for the first time, all because of my music, would be a fantastic thing to accomplish.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, it was good having you and talking with you, and everyone, look her up.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.